Engaging hostiles.
Fuck.
That's it, we're clear.
Really?
Check it out, weapons case. This will go nice with my boots.
Chopper inbound.
Ya sacamos la seguridad de esos güeyes y no hay nada ahí. Vamos a ir buscando y dar con su pinche rastro.
Alert's over, let's get back to work. Watch out, the place is racing.
We got a chopper.
Helicopter inbound.
Chopper, hit the dirt.
Tango knows somebody's got a bead on him. We're clear over here. God, these fuckers are sloppy. Helicopter incoming. Took out the helo.
Shh.
Marking a captain.
Terrible.
Okay, we're still good. Eyes on 2 Sicarios, next to the mine silo.
Drone is airborne.
Target spotted.
I got a third.
Target acquired. Tango down.
See a second target. I got a target carrying submachine guns.
Is that an air defense system?
¡Mierda! ¡Chingada madre! ¡Hay un putero de soldados gringos acá! ¡Vámonos! Los putos que están en el norte también están fuera de nuestro alcance. Manden una puta patrulla para partirles la madre.
I have a shot. Okay. What the hell are you doing? Take cover. They got backup rolling in.
God damn, that was close. Good shooting. Let's clean up and move on. Demo's primed and in place. Fuck took you so long. I got the C4 primed.
They're on alert.
Estamos por todas partes sin nada. Los culeros ya se fueron.
It's getting cool. All right. All clear, all clear. That's a hostile presence. Check your targets. We got civilians in the area. Hey, we got a narco. The mine silo.
I'll drive.
2 Sicarios. By the stack of tires.
Esos cabrones de los que hablan no se me hicieron una gran cosa.
Round just missed him. He's looking for the source. You guys all good? Damn, I love this truck.
Better not roll this thing.
Look at this shit.
I've seen a mausoleum or two in my time. This one could eat those for breakfast and not even notice when it shit them out.
We're supposed to think Sueño's a god?
He sure as hell does. Got enemy activity nearby.
Deploying drone. Hey, sniper on the roof. I've got eyes on the captain. He's got another tango.
We're cool, we're cool. Done? Shit, kinda got all excited there. Chopper inbound.
Enemy reinforcements coming in.
Looks like we've riled them up. Helicopter, get down.
We're clear. Think I can wear this with my Class A uniform?
Helicopter incoming.
We're gonna look around here for some intel.
I'll fly.
That thing's gonna explode.
Fucking hell!
We've got a possible location on DJ Perico's radio station. Go check it out.
Let's go. Fire, fire, fire.
That's one less bad guy.
We'll let the rebels know where to find these supplies. They can pay us back later.
Let's roll.
Stay out of sight. We're closing in on the radio station. Let's see if Perico's on the job. Drone is airborne. Can't see squat. Drone's being jammed.
Yo, cartel gunman.
Tell me where.
Over by the crate of comm here.
This place is empty.
Maybe he ran. Maybe somebody we talked to tipped him off.
And he's still broadcasting.
Bowman, we're at the station. DJ Perico isn't here, but there's still a broadcast coming through.
He's using that station as a relay to boost his signal, and we can't hack in without the encryption key. Use the drone to scan his antennas. Sigan can take incoming data, and we can try to trace his location by triangulating the incoming signal strength.
Roger that.
All I understood from that phone call with Bowman was scan the
Signal's
antenna.
all bad. Jamming the
Just keep
drone.
the drone still till the scanning's done.
Getting some awful interference here.
Not good. Might be a jammer in the area. You're gonna have to find and destroy that before you can scan Perico's antennas.
We're on it.
I never could find it in the first place. Damn it.
It took out the whole town before I could find that stupid antenna.
First.
Precious. I love you, Precious. Love you.
surprised that the Waverly Hills Sanitarium in Kentucky may be haunted. The only effective treatment they knew at this time was sunlight and fresh air, which obviously wasn't working. It's believed that over 8,000 people lost their life here, and in order to dispose the bodies, doctors simply threw them down a chute underground. It wasn't only the patients who suffered from problems, the nurses did as well. The person you see in this photo is believed to be a ghost of a nurse, Mary Lee, who committed suicide after finding out she was pregnant from a doctor who wanted nothing to do with her. It's believed that her body was found hanging in room 502. Enter if you dare. Number 11. Face in the Window. Also known as the Pickens County Courtyard Ghost, this mysterious image has been staring out the Pickens County Courthouse in Carrollton, Alabama. It's also one of Alabama's most famous ghosts. The story goes that a man named Henry Wells, who was a freed slave, was accused of bringing down the Pickens County Courthouse to the ground. When a lynch mob began to search for him, he went up to the attic, and when he put his face out the window to see who was coming, he was struck by lightning. The face you see here in this image is the face etched on the glass, and remains a mystery to this day. Number 10. The White Lady of High Hall. Believed to be the Lady Mabel Bradshaw. She is the former lady of the now haunted manor in the English village of High. She was married to the knight William Bradshaw, but when he left in the early 1300s to flee prosecution for his involvement in a rebellion, Mabel had made some other plans. She didn't want to spend her time in the manor completely alone, so she remarried. William arrived 7 years later, furious, and he killed her new husband. When William died during a battle against one of his rivals, Mabel was all alone, and she began to lose her mind and felt guilty about remarrying. She died extremely unhappy in her final days. Legend has it that you must never look her ghost directly in the face, and has forced many people to go insane. Number 9. Cemetery Ghost Baby. A woman named Miss Andrews visited the grave of her daughter in this cemetery in Queensland, Australia, in the late 1940s. Her daughter died at the age of 17, and she didn't see any strange images when she took the photo of her grave. After Miss Andrews had the film developed, she was shocked to say the least. An image of a ghostly child was sitting on top of her daughter's grave and looking directly into the camera. Can lost souls really turn up in photos like we see here? Miss Andrews swears there was no kids nearby the area and didn't think it was the ghost of her daughter as a child. In the 1990s, a paranormal hunter, Tony Healy, visited the gravesite and noticed the graves of 2 baby girls very close by. Number 8. The Solitary Soldier. This photo was taken in a house during the Civil War. It was undergoing renovations, and the person about to buy it might have wanted to change their minds after seeing this photo. It's believed that Confederate soldiers slept in the cellar where this photo was taken. It shows a ghost walking up the stairs from the cellar, lonely and discouraged. With so many lives lost during the Great American Battle, couldn't a few souls still be wandering around? Number 7. The Tulip Staircase Ghost. This photo has yet to be proven as a hoax, and was taken in 1966 at the Greenwich National Maritime Museum in Greenwich, England. It seems as if there are 2 arms clinging onto the rail and struggling to get up the stairs. Could it be 2 ghosts in this photo? There appears to be 2 left arms, and looks to be very strange. Experts concluded that the photo had not been tampered with in any way. Other ghost sightings have occurred along this railway, but this time, someone captured it in a photo. Number 6. White Lady of Worstead Church. In 1975, a man named Peter took a photo of his wife Diane, praying, and sitting on a bench in a church in Norfolk, United Kingdom. He later on looked at the photo and asked his wife who was sitting behind her. It appeared to be possibly an elderly woman, wearing all white. His wife Diane was baffled and didn't recall anyone sitting behind her. They then showed it to the reverend of the church. He then explained that it was a legendary white lady who often appears as a healer and arrives when someone is in a time of need and healing. When Diane visited the church, she was currently undergoing treatment for an illness. Number 5. The Monk of Newby Church. This photo was taken at the Newby Church in North Yorkshire, England, and it's one of the most authentic ghost photos we have to this day. Taken in 1963, the snapshot has been surrounded in mystery and controversy. The reverend who took this photo swears to its authenticity and saw nothing at the altar when he took the photo. The church has no spooky history until now. The experts who analyzed it claim that there is no double exposure, and the ghost in the photo would stand about 9 feet tall. People claim it was a monk from the 16th century who wore a mask due to leprosy or another disfigurement. Number 4. The Haunted Railway. This eerie legend around this photo is enough to make the hair stand up on the back of your neck. This photo was taken at an intersection of the railway near San Antonio, Texas. Several young children were involved in a school bus fatal accident in the late 1930s or 40s. The train was commanded to brake, but it was too late. The conductor could not stop in time, and 10 children lost their lives. Many still claim to hear the laughter of children along the railway, and this photo was taken in the area of the collision. When a couple heard about the legend, they took a few photographs of the railway and came back with this photo. Some believe the photo portrays a little girl with a dog sitting at her feet. What does it look like to you? Number 3, the Disneyland ghost. This photo was captured from a surveillance camera near the Disneyland's Haunted Mansion ride. Is it possible that this attraction is truly haunted? The ghost is seen on camera walking around, looking lost and confused. Some people claim it's Walt Disney's ghost, but due to the low-quality camera, it's a little hard to tell for sure. Take a look at the video online and let us know what you think. Number 2, spirit leaving the body. Like we've mentioned before on this list, hospitals can be crawling with paranormal activity. In this photo, you see a woman lying on a bed in a hospital in China, with a sheet covering her face, left to enter the afterlife. A spirit-like figure seems to come straight from her body, then flies out the door. When the crew of nurses came back in to check on her, it was already too late. She had already lost her life. Could this be proof of what happens to us after we pass away? And number 1, Old Hag Ghost. If you're watching this at night, be ready to have nightmares, especially after seeing the number 1 creepiest convincing ghost photo. This photo was taken at a museum in Fort Worth, Texas, and appears to show a hideously disfigured old woman covered in a shroud lurking around children. Her arms seem to be decaying straight to the bone. On top of it, it looks like she's standing inside a child's grocery cart. When they got home, the child asked what was in the background. The parent had absolutely no memory of something like this being there. Some claim it's a blonde lady in a shroud. Others, a ghost haunting the children's section of a museum.
Marking the hostiles. It's close to some...
Keep it quiet. They know
25 strangest subway photos. But first, thanks to Well for leaving us your input on our unbelievable food and drink artifacts video. Today we're focusing on some crazy people on the subways. Number 25, subway safety concerns. Many people are worried about public safety issues while riding the subway. It's for this reason there's normally a lot of security. But somehow, Jason from Friday the 13th managed to slip through the cracks and onto the subway car. It seems like the last person you want to ride next to on a subway. Number 24, hogging the pole. People normally need to hang on to the pole inside the subway so they don't fall when it comes to a stop. This woman here with the yellow pants is firmly holding on, and it doesn't seem like she's gonna fall with that tight grip. You might think twice about using this now and would prefer to fall down. Number 23, only in the subway. A lot of people are probably used to coming across some strange characters on the subway from time to time, but it's difficult to believe anyone was suspecting this. There appears to be about 5 people dressed up in some type of bird costume. It's unknown whether or not this was a coincidence, or maybe people of the same feather just seem to flock together. Number 22, no pants ride. Tourists of New York probably got a pleasant or unpleasant surprise when they decided to catch a ride from the subway on No Pants Ride Day. This normally takes place once a year during the second week in January, so you might still have time to participate. It seems like it would be a little bit chilly to be pulling a stunt like this in New York or Montreal, but it's actually held in 60 different countries worldwide. There doesn't seem to be any hidden reason or protest going on. It just seems like people want to ride the subway with no pants on. Just make sure other people are celebrating before you decide to participate. Number 21, what the? So yeah, we don't know what this thing is or what it's doing on the subway. It's hard to even tell if there's actually a person inside the costume. If any of our viewers know what this is supposed to be, please let us know in the comment section. Number 20, watermelon mask. A lot of people just want to fall asleep and avoid any possible eye contact with people from the outside world. Whoever this person is decided the best idea to achieve this would be to put on a watermelon mask. Or could it be he's actually a supervillain and is trying to mask his true identity? No, probably just some crazy guy on the subway. Number 19, no time for food. People on the subway are in such a rush to get to their destination that they don't always have time to eat. This guy here took it upon himself to get a little extra iron in his diet and started munching on this metal pole. And after seeing 24, we know this can't be sanitary. It would be safe to assume he's under the influence of something. Number 18, Devil Woman. Is it possible this woman is coming straight from hell? Or has she just decided to go with a new hairdo to scare off men trying to hit on her? It's probably best you mind your own business and don't strike up a conversation with her. You already know that there's some voices going on in her head. Number 17, Behind You. You've all heard of subways being filled up with rodents before, but this one here seems to have been exposed to some kind of nuclear underground waste and has grown to a massive, unthinkable size. We can only hope these won't attack us in the future. Number 16, Joker's Wild. There really should be no reason for people wearing a Joker's hat on a subway, but keep in mind, you must expect the unexpected while taking public transportation. Number 15, Weirded Out. People are just trying to get to work and take care of some errands, and don't want to have to deal with complete mayhem. We don't know the entire context behind this story, but we can tell you that this guy here is slowly starting to lose faith in humanity. If the craziness is getting to be too much for you, there's always Uber. Number 14, Out of Control. Are you just supposed to see weird clowns like this one here and make absolutely no reaction whatsoever? Do these people just feed off other people's reactions and would eventually stop doing this if you just ignore them? It's possible that this clown weirdo is just trying to get to work and simply had to put on its outfit before getting to its next destination. Either way, carry some pepper spray with you next time, just in case. Number 13, Pure Craziness. Sometimes you really just have to wonder about the average person's mental health on occasions. Here we see a guy on a train with a mouse in his mouth and another on his shoulder. We're hoping he didn't just find those crawling around. Either way, this dude is a total whack job. Number 12, Microwavable Mayhem. This guy is just fed up with stupid people riding the subway and has taken the more drastic approach of putting a microwave over his head to block out all the stupid people around him. He doesn't want to hear your conversation on your cell phone or listen to your drunken chatter. Number 11, Book Covers. There are some pranksters on the subways, and many aren't very good, but this one here is actually pretty funny. Two comedians, Scott Rogowski and Akila Hughes, went on the subway with some crazy book covers to see how people react. Many controversial titles such as How to Fake Your Own Death, Math for Non-Asians, and Tinder Train Your Toddler were among some of the funny book covers. Many onlookers were a little bit shocked and uncomfortable, but found it humorous in a way. This was a sequel to one of Scott's videos that you should all watch. Number 10, Captain Crunch. Can anyone explain to us why Captain Crunch is on the subway? Has he finally escaped the work for cereal companies and now has an important job in New York City? Tough to tell exactly, but we're pretty sure there's a good explanation like most of these photos, right? Number 9, Dangerous Selfie. Would you ever risk your own life for some quick likes on Instagram? This person thought it'd be okay to get a quick selfie on the back of a moving train. We don't encourage this, but it does deserve a place on our list for craziest subway photos. Number 8, Sad Santa. After a long Christmas season, Santa Claus is just flat out exhausted, and no one even remembers his hard work once New Year's rolls around. Time to head back to his apartment in the Bronx and get some much needed rest before he pulls the same stunt again next year. Number 7, Jets fans. Sorry Jets fans out there, maybe you won't finish last place in your division next season, but you most likely will. This New Yorker couldn't cope with all the losing and just need to get a little bit extra wasted. Maybe he should consider rooting for the New York Giants next year instead? Number 6, Just in Case. It really is better to be safe than sorry. You never know when it could just spontaneously start raining in a subway, or maybe her umbrella was just broken and she can't manage to close it. Who knows? Either way, we wish her the best of luck because she's going to need it. Number 5, Watch It. People are instructed not to stand in front of the doors to enter the train. However, they never said anything about doing the splits in front of one. The flexible passenger is showing off his sweet Peter Pan costume to the camera. You better hope that no one gets too mad, because he seems to be in quite the vulnerable position. Number 4, Ghillie Suit. You can tell this woman feels a tad uncomfortable when this guy in the ghillie suit took a seat next to her on the subway. He was hoping no one would be able to find him, but he forgot to change his camouflage for something more suitable for urban environments. Number 3, the double cross. This one really isn't that crazy, but something just seems a tad uncomfortable about it. An Imgur user snatched this photo of a woman on a subway in New York with a double leg cross. It's hard to offer an explanation exactly why she was sitting like this, but anyone who's actually tried this has reported severe discomfort. Try if you dare. Number 2, Spider-Man. Don't worry everyone, if anything happens on this subway, Spider-Man is here to save the day. We see one subway rider hang upside down on a subway in Cairo. No one would dare try to snatch your purse on a train when Spider-Man's on board. And number 1, Darth Vader vs. Batman. This one here almost seems like every nerd's dream to witness. It really looks like something insane is about to go down on this New York City subway. Let us know who you think would win in a fight between Darth Vader and Batman, and maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming video. Any suggestions on future videos? Leave us your idea in the comments section, and maybe we'll feature it in an upcoming video. Possible cases of time travel. But first, thanks Gaming World for leaving us this comment on our secluded hotels video. Time travel might also be important too, so we hope you enjoy this video. Number 11, time traveling hipster. This well-known image has circulated the web, and it features a man in the 1940s wearing a more modern-day type of clothing. The image is untouched and not photoshopped by any means. It was taken in 1941 during the reopening of the Fort Bridge in Canada. With the sunglasses on his head, the graphic t-shirt he's wearing, and all the way to his hairstyle just screams 21st century. Experts claim everything this guy is wearing is completely explainable. As no one else in the photo bear any resemblance to him though. They believe that this style of eyewear wasn't too widespread, but it was available to some people. What was he doing at the opening of the bridge ceremony? It might not be 100% proof of time traveling, but it's definitely a strange coincidence. The guy could at least be the first original hipster. Number 10, CD case, 1800s. This photo might not be extremely clear, but you can tell that someone is holding on to some type of mysterious box of some sort, possibly even a plastic CD case. CDs weren't even invented until the 1980s, and plastic wasn't around until the mid-1800s. So what could something like this possibly be? Number 9, your future self. Warning, this next section might literally cause your mind to be blown. Imagine traveling to the future and actually seeing how you look like, what your life is like, and what you become. That seems like it might have been the case from Håkan Norfins from Sweden, when he met a man that looked similar to him in the future. One day, he was looking under his sink for some cleaning supply, when he possibly discovered a wormhole or something. He claims he was in another dimension and could see himself, but 30 years older. But that wasn't all. They also had the exact same tattoo in the exact same location. Since no one was going to believe him, he took out his mobile phone and recorded the incident. Okay, so it turns out this might have been a Swedish commercial the whole time, but it makes you wonder at least. We'll let you be the judge. Number 8, the immortal Vladimir Putin. It's hard to say for sure, but either Vladimir Putin is immortal and some type of vampire, or he's been saving Russia since the 1920s. He just does it all. He rides submarines, he rides bears shirtless, and even time travels. Here in this photo, we see a soldier with a striking resemblance to the modern-day Vladimir Putin. Coincidence? About 21 years later, we see this time an Air Force pilot during World War II. Has Russia been secretly working on a time travel machine that we don't know about? Or is there a possibility that Mr. Putin is in fact a vampire, or knows about some type of secret remedy that makes someone immortal? Some even believe that he fulfills Nostradamus' prediction of an Antichrist coming to Earth and bringing on an apocalyptic war. Number 7, Project Pegasus. If time travel was completely impossible, why would the government attempt an experiment known as Project Pegasus? In 2004, a Seattle attorney, Andrew Basiago, claimed that he participated in the project at a young age of 7, all the way until he was 12 years old. He says Project Pegasus was a top-secret government program that worked on teleportation and time travel with the help from a company named DARPA. He stated that the machine consisted of 2 gray elliptical booms that were about 8 feet tall and 10 feet wide, and contained radiant energy between them. This was a design that Nikola Tesla had thought up, and he eventually found himself at a few destinations. Here in this photo, Andrew claims to be the boy wearing oversized adult sneakers at the site where Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address. You can certainly tell the shoes don't match that time period. Number 6, the man from Torred. In 1954, a man who could speak French as his first language and Japanese as his second arrived at Tokyo International Airport. When he handed off his passport to be stamped, it shocked the Japanese officials. The passport looked as if it were real, but with one strange twist. It said he was from a country that didn't exist called Torred. When the authorities didn't understand, they made a point to a map, and he pointed to the small nation of Andorra between France and Spain. He had never heard of the country of Andorra before, and it was even stranger that his passport was covered in visa stamps, which showed that he went to Japan and many other countries before with that passport. The officials weren't really sure what to do, and they decided to keep him in a hotel with guards outside the door until they figured out what to do. The next day, the man had completely vanished from his 15-story hotel room. Some claim that this man was from another dimension. Others believe he was a time traveler from the future. What do you believe? Number 5, Wall Street millionaire. We're sure if you had the ability to go back in time, a lot of you would decide to invest in some companies that are bringing in the dough now, or bet on the teams you know would win the Super Bowl. That almost seems to be the case with Andrew Carrison, who was eventually detained by police for insider stock trading. Over a 2-week period, Andrew took $800 and turned it into $350 million. No one believes something like that could be possible, unless you had the ability to travel back in time. The cops asked him why and how he did this, and his answer was shocking. He claimed that he traveled from the year 2256 and knew how the stock was before. In case you thought that just sort of sounded like some sarcastic answer, he correctly predicted the date of the U.S. invasion of Iraq. He then disappeared off the face of the planet. Number 4, Night of Long Knives. This photo here was taken in 1934 at a Nazi rally right before an important incident in history took place. This was the Night of Long Knives, where Hitler ordered the killing of 85 political figures, and this night would eventually lead to the rise of the Nazi Party. The man circled in the photo certainly seems a tad out of place. Could he have possibly had something to do with the conspiring to kill political leaders and put Hitler into power? Was he possibly time traveling to put an end to this event? Number 3, Woman on Mobile Phone, 1938. A video of a woman putting her head to her ear never really got too much attention at first, but later on in 2003, people began to realize that maybe she was talking on a phone. But hold on, this video was taken in 1938 of a group of women walking out of a DuPont factory in Massachusetts. You clearly see in this clip that no one is talking to her, and the only person next to her is completely looking the other way. There's also something in her hand. What could it be? Some claim it was a listening device, but that generally wouldn't be used by someone of her age. There were no cell phone towers back then, so it's really hard to say exactly what happened here. Maybe it was some type of recording device, and she was making an entry about her experience that day. Seems like people are so hooked on their phones nowadays, they'll even get them caught while time traveling. Number 2.